Once again, this is B.O.L.O bringing other legends over. Again, this is B.O.L.O bringing other legends over. I just feel led to speak about the Daunte White situation. Haven't been making videos in a long time. Haven't felt motivated to. But anyway, let's get to it. When it comes to the Daunte White situation, it's like so many other situations that we have seen in the past. I'm not really upset about it. I'm not surprised at all. All I can say is that when it comes to that situation, you have to assign fault in both places. You can't just say be one-sided like this society is. This society is so ridiculous when it comes to its judgments. It's like, okay, well, we're gonna assign all fault to the kid, or we're gonna assign all fault to the officer. But when it all boils down to it, I mean, if you're being just and if being righteous is what you really want to do, you have to look at both ends of the spectrum. You got to look at the child with the 15-year-old, not the 20-year-old who is already being pulled over, has a warrant, expired tags. That means you need to be pulled over. You had the cops on you. You shouldn't have moved. You shouldn't have jumped to the front of the vehicle. That vehicle is considered a weapon in most cases, and if you jump in and violently jump and try to drive away in a vehicle, most of the times they will shoot inside of it. You know, they don't know if you have a gun in there, and they don't know what. I mean, what are you doing? Like what are you doing? Like seriously, what are you doing? If you're not at a distance, the police are on you. You're trying to jump in the vehicle and drive away and do what, dude? Come on, man. So I'm gonna assign responsibility for that on the 20-year-old. But when it comes down to being an idiot, I'm gonna assign that to the officer, because you got to be an idiot to be in a force for 26 years and you don't know the difference between a Glock and a taser. One is black, one is yellow. One is heavier, one is not. One is on the left side and one is on the right. So if you want to really look at this Daunte White situation and you want to judge accurately, responsibly, don't just look at one side of the story, because there's always two sides of the story, and in this situation, both parties have responsibility. Both parties. And I want to tell, especially black people in America, you need to raise your sons better, and you need to equip them with how to deal with these monsters out here. Because if you think that everybody's racist, you're wrong. If you think that nobody's racist, you're wrong. Unfortunately, if my children are pulled over by a racist officer, I want to make sure that they do not provoke that racist officer to do anything to them, period. I want them to be as safe as possible. Now, can all situations, can you guarantee that? No, but in most situations, you can conduct yourself in a way where you don't make situations worse. That's why we call it escalating, meaning that there is a threat, but I don't want to escalate the threat. There is a fire burning. I don't want to throw gasoline on that fire. So I teach my children not to throw gasoline on the fire. And given the history of this country, you know that the fire is already burning, and a lot of you women and a lot of you men who are raising children, black women, black men, you are not teaching your kids not to escalate situations, and you are not prepared to go to war. You're not prepared to shoot anybody, kill anybody, and you're not equipping your kids with the knowledge of how to conduct themselves when they're in the midst of these beasts. That's so I fought that on our people. You know, raise your kids properly, bro. Teach them what they need to know. Don't have them out there wilding and emotional and think they're not going to get shot, because they will, and they have been. So let's be proactive and not reactive. Now, when it comes down to correcting officers, you know, that's on them. We don't know what they're going to do. I'm guilty as all hell, and they'll go to court and still let them go. I mean, that's the reality of this horrible country we live in sometimes, and we know, especially when it comes to blacks. So when we know that that's an element, and we know that that's a part of being a so-called black man or Israelite in America, we have to strengthen those things that remain. We have to do all that's in our power not to put ourselves in positions where we escalate. And then we need to think of an exit strategy, because if you think America's going to change, it's not. It hasn't been. It's been getting worse. That's all I can say about that. You know, it's either go to war or create an exit strategy. You know what I'm saying? Stay to yourself and remain peaceful and do what you got to do to create an exodus. We need an exodus moment. But anyway, that's my take on that situation. That's just one situation, and I don't want people to look at all police officers like they are horrible people, because they're not. There's times that I've done crimes and they've let me go, and I was dead guilty and I was dead wrong. But you know what the difference was? I didn't have a bad attitude. You know what I'm saying? Yes, there's nothing wrong with saying yes. There's nothing wrong with showing respect, dude. Yes, officer. How you doing? Are you feeling good today? You know what I'm saying? Smile. Yeah, I know you're doing your job. You know what I'm saying? You're just doing your job. And you'll be surprised, man. You know, people are just human beings. Sometimes, you know, they just don't like you. How about that? Sometimes it's your attitude. Sometimes we have to change our attitudes. You know what I'm saying? Then it'll bring the best out of people. You know what I'm saying? But if police pull you over and you already like this, yo man, why you pulling me over, son? Why you pulling me over, son? I mean, come on, man. On that, they gonna be like, you know what, man? I was gonna let dude go, but I don't like this dude, so let's take it to the next level. I mean, people are just human, man. Everybody wants respect. So, I mean, I could go on and on about that topic. And we just have to assign responsibility and accountability where it belongs. I mean, I don't control Caucasians, and I don't control Europeans. I don't control this government. But you know what I do control? I control the way I react to situations. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to control the way I react to situations. And unless I'm pushed beyond my boundaries, and unless I know that my life is on the line anyway, then I will not be forced to defend myself. You know what I'm saying? And as long as I know that my kids is in the right, then I won't hesitate in what I gotta do if you violate mines. So that's how I live, because I'm not protesting and I'm not waving no flags and I'm not marching when it comes to do what I gotta do. And I ain't waiting for nobody's permission to be gangster, because I got that in my blood. You know, I'm a father, you know what I'm saying? And I love my kids, bro. You violate mines, I ain't got to tell you what's gonna happen. You can read about it. You can read about it. Won't be no George Zimmerman with me, bro. Believe that. So anyway, man, I want to encourage y'all to, you know, give your kids the information if you want to see them alive. And let's try to be proactive instead of reactive. Peace and head grease. Share this video. B.O.L.O. We legend. We out.